parents and friends and teachers who, Emily Jones said, have put up with us for the past 18 years. Let me also say, before we get down to business, that a couple days ago, I lied to you about how much of this speech was done, so I just had to say that. So, for the life of me, I couldn't decide what to talk about. Sorry, I have to move this. So, for the life of me, I couldn't decide what to talk about. I asked so many people for advice, and most of them said to just write out a list of all the things I loved about Putney and things that were important to me in our class, and then out of the entire list to choose one. It seemed ridiculous, and 2 weeks ago, it seemed extremely ridiculous, but as 2 weeks turned into 2 days, I realized that I just had to go with something. I think that I've managed to choose the most vague subject possible, so here we go. It's about that Putney thing. That special Putney thing, I'm going to call it a connection. Again, I'm apologizing in advance for the vagueness. I'll try and give you an example that struck me recently. So this past Wednesday, I went to Burlington on a field trip with my project week group to visit a Putney alum's Grad in business. She runs a garage called Burlington Garage, and as the project week was one focused on girls and car mechanics, we had a slew of questions to ask her. As our extensive Q&A period drew to an end, she began the conversation every current student wants to have with an alum. She asked, "So how is Putney?" You could just tell that all of us were exponentially more interested in this conversation than the last. There it was, this thing. An instant connection, an understanding. Putney is something we all know a lot about. Before, when we were talking about retreaded tires and spark plugs, I felt no solid connection with this woman. Not that I was looking for one or noticed one, but when the conversation finally turned to Putney, I felt a bond. And as cheesy as that sounds, I really felt as though I shared something with this woman, who had graduated before I even knew what boarding school was, which when you think about it is very strange. How often do you share a connection with a total stranger? It was then that I gathered from my other past experiences with Putney alums that people, no matter what age, who experience Putney share a unique relationship. Whether they graduated in 2012, 1997, or 1963. To demonstrate the magnitude of this group we are a part of, I did some calculations as well. Only 0.00058% of the world's population has this special thing in common. This special link. This special link is born from all the activities and relationships specific to Putney. The people who come here, no matter where they are from, no matter what their status, teacher, boarder, or day student, adopt this sense of home and familiarity and comfort with this beautiful campus. It starts with the people who have been here the longest. I'll try and explain it like this. You know how some people say the day you are born is the day you start dying? I know it sounds pretty grim, but it makes sense if you think about it. When you come to Putney, you adopt this feeling of comfort, but as soon as you have become comfortable, the sense of home slowly starts to be sucked from you. This home changes from day to day, and the second you think you have found the perfect place, it becomes something totally different. And every Putney student knows the feeling of unhappiness and sometimes even anger that accompanies this change. The longing for the good old days is something everybody goes through. A friend described this sensation to me in an interesting way. It was like in the seniors sing when all of our sad feelings and tears were being drawn out with songs like Precious Lord and Wild Mountain Time, but then overcome with feelings of excitement due to Russia and Northfield, and of course the Hammer song. The emotions we feel jump from excitement and sadness and back again, and this wild flip-flopping brain activity is exhausting. So, hopefully by now, you have come to terms with the fact that it is time for you to leave this place and pass it on. Leave and be happy, and also be grateful that you have this thing. This special thing is what creates the connection we all share. This, right here, is something we will all hold on to. Everything I just mentioned will be remembered because you know we will have nothing like it in the future. A final example of when I thought about this connection we all share is when I went to see Into the Woods. Towards the end, Cinderella sings a song about how no one is ever truly alone. This made me think of you guys. and how, having known you, I will always have you. This thing is in us forever, and with it, we will never be alone. So, thank you.